Canned food lasts forever. That's why you stockpile it. That belief is wrong. I realized this recently when I went through my own emergency stockpile and found something that genuinely concerned me. And the cans sitting in your emergency supply right now might already be past the point where they'll actually keep your family healthy when you need them most. Most Americans have canned goods shoved in a pantry or basement and feel completely prepared. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what's actually happening inside those cans over time, and the specific rotation system that costs nothing and keeps your stockpile genuinely safe for years. Because if you crack open a can of green beans during a 2-week grid down event and it makes half your family sick, you just lost your food supply and your healthy people at the same time. Here's the one thing every American believes about canned food. The date stamped on the bottom is the expiry date. It isn't. That date is a best buy date, a manufacturer's quality guarantee, not a safety cutoff. The USDA confirms that commercially canned food stored correctly remains safe to eat indefinitely. Indefinitely. The date tells you when the taste and texture start declining. It does not tell you when the food becomes dangerous. And here's the part that will surprise you. That's actually the least important thing most preppers get wrong about canned food. The real hidden expiry that nobody talks about isn't printed on the can at all. It's determined by 3 things: where you store it, what temperature it lives at, and whether the can itself is still intact. Get any one of those wrong, and the date on the bottom becomes completely irrelevant. Here's what nobody tells you about canned food storage temperature. The USDA recommends storing canned goods below 85 degrees Fahrenheit for maximum quality and safety. Every 10 degrees above that threshold accelerates the degradation of both nutrients and the can lining itself. Most American garages hit 100 degrees Fahrenheit to 120 degrees Fahrenheit in summer. A can of chicken soup sitting in your garage through a Texas summer isn't just losing flavor, it's losing nutritional value at an accelerated rate. And the BPA-adjacent lining inside the can is breaking down faster than it was designed to. This matters in a disaster scenario because you're not just eating for taste. You're eating to maintain immune function, physical strength, and mental clarity under stress. A stockpile of nutritionally degraded food looks exactly the same as a stockpile of good food. It opens the same way. It smells roughly the same, but it's giving your family a fraction of what the label promises. Most people get this completely wrong and store their emergency food in the worst possible location: garages, attics, outdoor sheds. The right location is the coolest, most temperature-stable spot in your home. A basement is ideal. An interior closet away from any exterior wall works. The goal is consistent temperature below 70 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. Not perfect, consistent. Temperature swings, hot days, cold nights, stress the can seals more than sustained moderate heat. Your pantry in an interior wall of your house is significantly better than your garage, even in a mild climate. This is the part that almost nobody in the survival community talks about, and it might be the most important thing in this entire video. Now let's talk about the hidden expiry that can actually kill you, and this is the one survival channels never mention: botulism. Clostridium botulinum is a bacteria that produces one of the most toxic substances known to exist, and it thrives in low-oxygen environments exactly like the inside of a damaged can. The terrifying thing about botulism contamination is that you often cannot detect it. The food doesn't always smell bad. It doesn't always look wrong. But a single compromised can, one with a bulge, a dent along the seam, rust penetrating the metal, or a lid that doesn't pop when you open it, can contain enough toxin to kill an adult. This is where it gets deadly. During a disaster, when you're hungry, stressed, and rationing, your threat assessment drops. You think, it's probably fine. You open the dented can anyway. You feed it to your kids. This is documented. It happens in disaster aftermath situations more than most people realize. The rule is simple and non-negotiable. Any can with a bulge anywhere on the surface gets thrown out immediately without opening. Any can with a deep dent along the side seam, not the top or bottom, the side seam, gets thrown out. Any can showing rust gets thrown out. Any can that doesn't give a satisfying pop when you open it or that sprays liquid gets thrown out. No exceptions. No, it's probably fine. The can costs $1.29. Your family's health costs everything. And here's the part that will surprise you about building a safe long-term stockpile. The rotation system is simpler than you think. It's called FIFO, first in, first out. New cans go to the back. oldest cans come from the front. You use your stockpile in your regular cooking and replace what you use. A can of Walmart Great Value diced tomatoes that you cook with tonight gets replaced by a fresh can tomorrow. Your stockpile never sits unused for years. It cycles continuously, stays fresh, and costs you nothing extra because you're buying what you'd buy anyway. A simple wire can rack organizer from Amazon, the kind that loads from the top and dispenses from the bottom. Runs about $20 and holds 36 cans. It does the rotation automatically. You load new cans in the top, grab old cans from the bottom, set it up once, and the system runs itself. The thing survival channels never mention about canned food stockpiles is variety fatigue. In a 2-week grid-down situation, eating the same 3 items in rotation causes psychological stress on top of physical stress. Your stockpile needs protein variety. Canned chicken, tuna, salmon, sardines, black beans, chickpeas. It needs caloric density, canned coconut milk, peanut butter in jars, olive oil. And it needs something that makes the other food palatable. Canned diced tomatoes, broth, coconut cream. A $200 intentional stockpile built for variety beats a $500 random accumulation every single time. You just learned what most Americans will never know. Share this with someone who needs it. And if you want to keep building this knowledge, you know where to find me. But today, right now, go pull 3 cans from your stockpile and actually inspect them. Check the seams, check for bulges, check where they've been stored, and ask yourself honestly, do you know when those cans were bought and whether they've been through a summer in a hot space? So tell me, where are you storing your canned food emergency supply right now? Garage, pantry, basement? Drop it in the comments because your answer might change how someone else stores theirs.